Okay, yeah, so I'm going back to my roots, kind of my niche, health and wellness. That's what today is going to be about. And there is certain devotions that I've been writing and collecting. I'm up to maybe about 30 now, and then I took a little bit of a pause. So there's certain clients that I give these handouts to. I just think that they'll be beneficial for them. And so I picked one of those handouts today to talk about that I give when I do one-on-one training. And one of the first handouts I give is a verse, Hebrews 12, 1 through 2. And I tied this verse in with basically starting a new lifestyle or really understanding what it takes to change your lifestyle. So Hebrews 12, 1 through 2 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders us and the sin that so easily entangles us. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." So I tie this in with the proper way to set a goal. So first of all, setting a goal takes action. Action, most importantly, requires a plan. As a personal trainer, I see this over and over again, especially with New Year's resolutioners. They come in all hyped up at the beginning of January, and then at every gym we typically get a high dropout rate. I mean, talking like 80%, where people are in it to win it for a couple months and then they're gone. And what I've seen is they don't have a plan. And what I mean by a plan is you want to write down your goals. You want to post it up and make sure you can see it and you have a plan of action to take. So accomplishing a goal takes motivation, determination, and organization. So let's get organized. Number one, going back to the verse, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, who are your great witnesses? Who are the people who are going to hold you accountable? You need to write that down. And that's going to be different for every single person. And that's, one of the reasons people hire me is because I help keep people accountable. That could be your spouse, that could be your friend, that could be a parent. That's going to look different for everybody, but you need to write it down and map it out. Also, who are the toxic people you need to avoid? That is just as important as finding your accountability partner. So God calls us to walk alongside difficult people. I've seen it time and time again where people will move or change jobs or just do radical things because they're not prepared to deal with difficult people. Well, God calls us to deal with difficult people. Newsflash, we're all difficult. We're all sinners. But a toxic person is something completely different. A toxic person is typically someone with addictions, behavioral issues, and sometimes we are called to walk alongside those people, but I'm guessing most of you don't have psychology backgrounds. So when you're around a toxic person, they will always bring you down. And also, they may cause you to sin, which is why you need to set boundaries with them or just completely cut them out and pray for them until you feel like God's telling you to maybe reconnect with them. Number two, and let us throw off everything that hinders us and the sin that so easily entangles us. Number two, what is your specific sin? It's going to be, my specific sin is going to be completely different than yours. And we talked about sin. Sin is something that separates us from God. What obstacle is preventing you from achieving your goal? Start to pray about it. Everybody has obstacles. Every single person. You want to bring that into the light. And also you want to ask other people to pray about that for you. Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus. Number three, what area do you need to persevere in? Is it weight loss? Is it nutrition? Is it muscle? Is it just trying to have a healthy body image? Do you want to work on your strength? Once again, write it down, map it out. And why? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to go there? Why is that something you want to accomplish? With perseverance, that means steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or despite delay in your achievements. When you decide to create a health and wellness plan or a lifestyle change, you need to understand that there's going to be difficulty. You need to understand that there's going to be setback. You need to understand that this is a long race. That's what perseverance means. It's not a sprint. It's a long race. And if you're going to do this the right way, it's going to take time. It's not going to take a couple months. It's going to take time. And then finally, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, sitting down at the right hand of the throne of God. What is your joy, or what is your biggest motivator? Once again, that's completely different from person to person. Everybody's motivated differently. That's one of the trickiest parts of my job, is finding out people's specific motivator, because that's what's going to light their soul on fire. That's what's going to keep them going when it's tough. That could be a thing, that could be a person, that could be your faith. It's different for every single person. And then finally, I always ask people, like, what do you want God or myself to teach you through this? I mean, you want to take on this journey, and you're going to be learning a lot, so you want to have an open mindset to what you're learning. And once you have this plan set in place, hang it up, put it on your mirror, put it somewhere where you can see, because you don't want to forget it. You don't want to forget why you started and what's going to keep you going. You need to figure out your fire. And your fire can also change too, that fire that lights your soul. That can be one thing, and then it can change. So you need to be aware of that if you're going to keep pressing forward and persevering through your lifestyle change. So continue to pray, find your great witnesses, write down your sin, find your area you want to persevere in, and find your joy. And don't let that go.